Jeffrey Epstein.
Try to burn what I constructed, not new to the game, unscathed by the flames, risen like the phoenix. I mean it, so fuck it, I mean it, oh, I mean it, I mean it, oh, fuck it. But my bitch, so fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, bitch, so fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, bitch, so fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, bitch, so fuck it. Podcast bitches, Batman 503 and I'm out, take it away, Soph.
Hello. We are live, and yeah, welcome to the So Fuck It podcast with Soph, your host, and Godfather. Well, actually, we have not Godfather with us right now, but you'll see why. You'll see why. Tonight's episode is episode 11, The Dark Secrets of Hollywood. We're going to get into the Epstein files for one. We got some pretty interesting stuff, and I'm also going to share a little media just to get us going and get us into things. So let me go ahead and do that now, and yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, I'm back. I hope
You're
Jeffrey
back.
Epstein's too busy. Yeah.
You were gone?
Well, I
What?
He behaved himself.
That was way too loud. I got to turn that down. Hello, what's up?
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I've got Epstein
I
here with us.
I flew in on the Orient Express for this show specifically. Godfather asked me to step in for a few minutes and just say hi, but I have to go back. There's somebody waiting for me on the plane, and she's about to be too old for me. So,
but Epstein stayed just for a little bit.
Okay.
We got some things to talk about. I'm going to show
this.
this.
You know what? I'm really busy. I don't know if I can talk about those things on the record. My lawyer advised me not to discuss anything with anybody of the press. So I'll let Godfather jump back in and kind of explain.
Fine.
Wow. Sorry about that. I got this weird phone call to go back studio, and it was weird. Anyways, I'm back.
You missed
loud
it.
Plane outside. Did I?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Epstein was here, sitting
he was
where you're
here.
sitting. Yeah.
That must be what that plane was sitting on the parking lot, I guess. Yeah, so I just missed him. From what I hear, he's a really nice guy. Everybody seems to have good things to say about him, but never actually met the guy, never visited his island. But I'm not one of those people, so.
Let's see what Trump has to say about the Epstein file release.
Okay.
Shared his thoughts on the Epstein file release. This is the first time he said anything about it since Friday.
They're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents. And there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released. They really had nothing to do with Epstein. But they had a picture with him because he was at a party. And you ruin the reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success.
So in case you didn't catch that, President Trump, who signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law back in November, was talking today about it during a press conference at Mar-a-Lago. He was talking about the backlash that is happening over what his Department of Justice released and what they didn't release. And to be clear, in Trump's view, he believes the backlash to the file release isn't happening because his Department of Justice is a law that says all the files were supposed to be released last Friday. And the backlash is also not because the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein aren't getting the information that they want and deserve. In Trump's view, the backlash is happening because Trump says there are pictures being released of Jeffrey Epstein with other men, and that, according to Trump, is ruining the reputations of those men because they just simply appeared in a photograph with Epstein, and those photographs are now public. Now, for the record, the Epstein Transparency Act forbids the Department of Justice from redacting someone's face just because it may be embarrassing or cause reputational harm to that person. It's not an excuse to redact their image. And that's in the law that Trump signed. Plus, he also said nothing about the survivors today. Now, Trump did not use the word hoax today, but he did say the release of the files is simply being used by politicians to deflect what Trump sees as his own tremendous successes. Trump also trashed Representative Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky who co-sponsored the Epstein Transparency Act, calling him a loser. For the record, every single Republican in both the House and the Senate, -1, voted yes to pass the Epstein Transparency Act. And the reality is, Massie wasn't the only Republican responsible for this. Now, we are still anticipating more Epstein photos and documents will be released by the Department of Justice in the coming days and weeks. President.
What do you think about all this, Godfather?
I think a lot of things about this, but I don't want to get shot by, men in suits, so I have to be very careful what I say.
Yeah.
So, I've actually spent a good part of the week going through the data that's been released, and I was in touch with some friends of mine. I don't know if I should say his name, but he was former congressional aide to Speaker of the House, Boehner, and I asked him to release some information to me if he could, without getting into trouble, and he did, as a matter of fact, send me over quite a bit. And now we're talking about gigabytes of documents and photos and flight logs, and just to give you an idea, it was so much that I myself could not go through everything. I actually used artificial intelligence to scan a lot of documents and to pull out some information for me, to try to give me kind of a high overview of everything that was going on and what they were able to find. I was very surprised to see some people that I knew inside those documents. I was surprised even more to see, I don't want to put any names out there, but somebody I did not expect to see doing business with Jeff Epstein. Even if you're like, the thing is, in Hollywood circles, there's always been these secrets. For example, Cary Grant and Rock Hudson, and Luther Vandross, right? These are all very prominent men in Hollywood and the media, who all turned out to be gay in their private lives, right? These are things that people never would have guessed in most of the world. However, in the circles of Hollywood, in the circles of these billionaires that hang out with Jeffrey Epstein, which are very small, if you're thinking about the world at a scope of 8 billion people, only 3,000 of them are billionaires, right? They go to the same parties, they hang out at the same country clubs, they all go to the Four Seasons on holidays and things like that. They know each other. They know things about each other. So the thing I have to ask myself is, if everybody knew what kind of person Jeffrey Epstein was, why did anybody ever hang out with this guy? I personally wouldn't do business with somebody who cheats their wife. So a guy who does the things that he's been accused of, once those rumors get around, by enough people that are believable, I would start to have concerns about that sort of thing.
Well, it's the same thing with P. Diddy. P. Diddy has a lot of power. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of power, before he got caught and before he got put behind bars. And maybe they were afraid to say something and go against him.
Sure. Yeah, I believe so. Donald Trump is in these files, and as much as he would like to, claim he's not, I saw for myself the documents that came from the testimony of a young woman we're going to call Jane Doe. She literally witnessed Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein both sexually assaulting young girls at the age of 12 and 13, right? It says so in the documents. These are documents I read. These were court documents that were submitted to the court. And had they been falsified or had this person lied, I'm pretty sure this person probably would have been either charged with some sort of crime or at the very least conspiracy to commit defamation against some of these people. And yet this person was never charged with anything. Her statement was read and accepted by the court. And yet nobody was punished for any of the things that they supposedly did. So I got to ask myself, why? Why are they not punishing these people? Why are they letting them go? It's because they have power. It's because they have money.
Power and money, yeah. And
exactly right.
They're part of that elite circle. They go to the meetings, or when they can attend, when they're not behind bars. They drink coffee together. They drink red stuff together. You guys know. And it's just bullshit, really.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It's scary. If people like that can get away with whatever they want, then I got to ask myself: is our Justice Department doing what it's supposed to be doing? Has it been corrupted?
Right. And what's going to happen now that our own president has a felony? Like, what's that going to say about Right. What's it going to say about future inmates that, like, that have felonies? Like, they can get a job, right? They can be president, right? It should.
Maybe some of them are having trouble getting jobs because of their felony records.
I
I
know.
personally know
It's
people who are having that
crazy.
trouble, right? Yeah, and these are people who have never not done anything nearly as bad as these folks have, and yet they're being punished by society, even though they've already paid their debt to society, where they actually went to prison or jail, came out rehabilitated. These men never even faced jail time for what they did. So again, it makes me wonder why, what they did, how they got away with it.
It
So,
does.
so
Well,
I mean,
go
let's
ahead.
start with like just the greatest work of legal fiction since the O.J. Simpson trial, right? Since If I Did It, right? So 2008, Palm Beach, Epstein already on tape with dozens of underage girls in his mansion. The FBI at this point has over 600 pages. Victims are lined up. Normal humans go to prison for life for what they did, but not Jeffrey Epstein
But
because,
not Jeff.
yeah, why?
Mind you, future Trump labor secretary hands him the most insane non-prosecution agreement.
Yeah. You're talking about Alex Acosta.
Alex
Uh,
Acosta,
yeah,
the
yeah.
future
Uh,
Trump labor secretary.
Let me read you the actual footage, baby girl, of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida agreed not to prosecute. He said, any potential co-conspirators of Epstein, any potential co-conspirators, they basically got an immunity agreement. Why?
Hmm. Did we just give an entire immunity to child trafficking ring? Our bad.
Like, Acosta later told the Trump transition team, this direct quote, by the way, that he was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. So basically, he was
Intelligence,
claiming,
as in CIA.
yeah. Well, more like Mossad.
Mm.
Yeah, it was the Girl Scouts of America, that's for sure. I mean, who the fuck is intelligence in this context, right? That's the part they still won't say out loud. But that single sentence brought Epstein another 11 years of freedom and another what 50 victims. And the worst
Minimum.
part is, yeah. And when they went to his house, they found gear that was linked to the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Forces, which usually feeds folks to the Mossad, which is their intelligence community.
I need a drink. Actually, I need a priest, a shower, and a time machine.
Well, if you go flying on a spy machine, just make sure it's not the Lillian Express.
Fine, but I just want the audience to know, if you're listening to this while eating, stop. There is this is not food content.
Yeah, keep going.
Accurate.
This is a delete your browser history content. That's what this is.
Yeah, accurate. Okay, what about flight logs? Non-allegations, not someone said, actual fucking documents entered into evidence.
Sure. Bill Clinton himself, from what I was able to find, went 26 flights. Some with Secret Service, some without. Some legs marked BC, GM, JE, and two females. Right. That's what was written in the flight logs. And I'd be happy to
BC
pull up
is
some of the flight
Bill.
logs to show you.
BC is Bill Clinton. GM
Yep.
is how do you pronounce that? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine, yeah, it's his
Yeah,
girlfriend.
and then
Well, that's
JE is Jeffrey Epstein, and two females are. Take a wild fucking guess.
I'm gonna guess they were 12 and 13, didn't have driver's licenses with them to like provide for the flight logs. Clinton's spokesman said that he never went to the island. Flight logs showed the plane flew to the Virgin Islands multiple times with him aboard. You connect the dots.
Prince Andrew multiple trips, including the one where Virginia Giuffre says he sweated on her while dancing at Tramp nightclub. He said he couldn't sweat because of Falklands war trauma. Then a photo surfaced of him sweating his balls off in 2009. Oops.
Yeah, I wonder who he was sweating his balls off onto. Alan Dershowitz listed dozens of times, and this is the high-powered attorney from New York that everybody knows. Dozens of times, Jeffrey accused him directly. He lawyered her up so hard, he sued her for defamation, then quietly settled.
Bill Gates met Epstein dozens of times post conviction and claims it was just philanthropy shopping. Sure, Bill, nothing says cure malaria like chilling with a registered sex offender.
Donald Trump, one confirmed flight in 1997, plus the famous I wish her well clip about Ghislaine. Also, the 2002 quote calling Epstein a terrific guy who likes him on the younger side.
to
That's
be
not damning.
Right? To be crystal clear, Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after he allegedly assaulted an underage staffer. So credit where due. He did kick the guy out. Still weird he flew on the plane at all.
Right. A guy I used to admire, Stephen Hawking, one trip in 2006 for a science conference on St. Thomas Island. No allegations against him. Just shows you the range of people Epstein wanted photographed near his operation.
Well, I cannot pronounce these names.
Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc, thank you. Modeling agent who supplied girls flew constantly and killed himself in a French jail in 2022. Same jail, same hanging method as Epstein. Cameras malfunctioned again. Oh, shocker.
Yeah, why does that not surprise anybody? Let me say this real slow. Being on the flight logs alone does not prove you raped children, but it sure as fuck proves you were comfortable vacationing with a man who was already a convicted pedophile by the mid 2000s.
Exactly. And at a certain point, I was just there for the science conference. It stops working, that
Yeah,
saying.
agreed.
Let's
Agreed.
go ahead and take another look at some of these clips for just a second.
Sure, sure.
Trump just shared
Let me
his
see.
thoughts
Let me
on
go to
the
the next one.
Epstein file.
Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, but I think it's terrible. Look, I don't like I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly, but he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers, and Bill Clinton was a friend of his. But everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. Mar-a-Lago, this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton.
He said that twice. We actually threw him out. We actually threw him out. He's proud of that. Were you going to say something?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein years ago, many years ago, and they're highly respected bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership, but Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill?
Well, what do you think of that?
I'm still listening to the rest of it, but
Oh, that was all of it. It was
Sorry.
just repeating.
oh, gotcha. Okay, okay. Let me hit pause that on this real quick. So I think it's damning and telling at the same time how quickly this president will flip flop. On one hand, he thinks Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy. The next hand, he's kicking him out of his golf club because it's going to cost him money leaving him there. So he at least is consistent on loving his money more than anything else. But yeah, I think it's unfortunate if he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for doing something sexually inappropriate with a young person. What he should have done was called the law enforcement people and have the authorities sort all that out instead of just quietly, brushing it on the rug for one of his rich friends that are going to help him climb to power one day. I think, yeah, when you have accusations of something like that, you should not be holding trial in public. You should not be holding trial on a Discord server. You should call the authorities, report what you know, let the police and the prosecutors sort it out openly,
Exactly.
right? Above board. So that way, if anybody really is innocent of these kinds of accusations, we don't want to destroy their reputation if we can help it. We want to make sure they're cleared of any wrongdoing, so that way the innocent aren't hurt again or victimized. We don't have more people being victimized. But if somebody comes forward with a real allegation, we want to investigate that thoroughly to make sure we're not victimizing these people again, by not believing them when somebody gets hurt.
And there has to be hard proof and hard evidence. There are a lot of people like on Discord, for example, like you were talking about. There's a lot of people on Discord that even get, harassed about being a pedophile when they've actually
Sure.
not done anything wrong. They don't have any hard evidence. So it's good to have that hard evidence. If you hear something
Yeah.
like that, make sure they can back it up with hard evidence. If they
Absolutely.
can, then take measures that need to be taken. If they
Call law
can't,
enforcement.
yes,
Yeah.
call the law, like report it, all that good stuff. If they can't prove it, then I would just act like, it's a he said, she said thing.
Sure, absolutely. I agree. I sent you a copy of this, of something I put together when I scanned the Epstein files, if you get a chance to look it over. But, some of the top people who received text messages from Jeffrey Epstein were people like Steve Bannon, for example, who was a strategist who worked for the White House for a little while. Melanie Walker, Miroslav Leshak, and Anthony Scaramucci, who is in this president's administration as well. Top email recipients from the records show like Michael Wolff, Richard Kahn, Catherine Rimler, Landon Thomas Jr., Darren Indike. These people were, all implicated in doing things, or at least in his sphere of influence or circle, which I think alone should raise some questions about who these people are. And then I would actually have some issues with having some of these people in the president's administration. Why are people like this, or people connected to him, even have anything to do with policymaking in this country? That should not be happening.
Let's talk about the cover up infrastructure and why nothing ever happens.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm catching up on stuff.
3.
3. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay.
So it was never about one rich pervert. It was the whole infrastructure, private planes, private islands,
Shell companies, NDAs thicker than the Manhattan phone book.
and
Yeah.
the justice system bent over backwards to protect it. 2008 deal, sealed files, suicide in MCC.
Ghislaine.
Gets 20 years while the clients get TED Talks.
Yeah. Every time someone gets close, journalist, prosecutor, judge, something happens. Hard drives disappear. Cameras stop working. People hang themselves from beds that are literally too low to hang from.
And the media does the dance. Epstein's famous friends. It's like the U.S. Weekly spread instead of the biggest pedophile protection racket in history.
Yeah. It's unfortunate too. The message is very clear though, right? Like, if you're powerful enough, the law is just a speed bump. You don't actually have to follow the law.
And if you're a 14-year-old girl from a broken home, you're disposable. Fuck these people, all of them.
Yeah, fuck them. With a 10-foot pole sideways.
Let's go to our AMAs this week. We only had one. Well, we had a couple AMAs. One was a link. I don't know why you guys are sending me links, but it's AMA. Ask me anything. Ask me anything. But yeah, thank you for the link. I cannot click on it. I'll have to copy and paste it. I've not checked on that yet. But anyway. Oh, and then another person sent me, check out the new app, briz.link. It's another anonymous messages. I like this one, but thank you. I do appreciate that. And then, okay, so you can only eat, and you got to answer this too, Godfather. You can only eat one thing between 2 o'clock a.m. and 10 o'clock a.m. for the rest of your life. What are you eating?
2 o'clock a.m. and 10 o'clock a.m.?
Between. You can only eat one thing between 2 o'clock and 10 a.m. the rest of your life.
I mean, this is going to sound really messed up considering the podcast we're doing today, but my answer would have to be pussy. Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Hey,
And
that's a good
I'm
one.
not I'm not Jared. I'm not Jared. I'm not going to eat that fresh. I mean, I definitely she's going to be at least legal at the very least. For sure.
That's so funny. Yeah. I don't think I would eat pussy for the rest of my life. But
You don't know what you're missing.
oh, I don't want to know. I don't think. But I think it would have to be one thing. I don't want to just eat one thing. Can I opt out?
I mean, you could have said ice cream. That would have been pretty believable.
Yeah, but ice cream is like overrated. I think I would go with candy, like just candy, like gummies. Okay, the Lifesaver gummies. Yes.
Okay. I like candy. I like patience. I like passion. All those strippers were just fine. Yeah, they would have worked out.
And I know that's not a meal, but literally, like, I smoked some weed. I'm eating a whole bag, like the family size bag
Oh
of
wow.
the
Okay.
Lifesaver gummies, all by myself. No
Hmm.
fucks given. Yeah. Okay, so here we are. We're in 2025, almost 2026. Epstein is dead. Maxwell is in prison, and every single person who flew on that plane, partied on that island, or looked the other way is still walking free. Some are still president of Harvard, and some are still advising world leaders. Some are still on the Supreme Court.
Yep.
The
Hmm.
list is
And
out
this is just,
there.
yeah, these documents are public. You don't need us to tell you what you think. Go to the Justice Department's website, go download them. Send me a request personally, and I will send you a link to what I have, which is gigabytes and gigabytes that I got from a congressional aide directly. It is in my Google Drive now. I'm still working to sort them out. I even
If
set up a temporary website to go through that stuff. If you guys want to see it for yourself, you can have the AI ready search you want through the documents, and you tell us what you think. Just read the fucking flight logs yourself.
if you want a copy of the files that we have, just email sofuckit@gmail.com and we will hook you up. Um,
Yes, absolutely.
if you see your favorite politician or a genius billionaire on there, maybe stop capping for them so hard.
Yeah, maybe do what you're supposed to do as an American and hold them accountable and vote for the next guy. Vote for somebody who's going to do the job for his constituents, do the job for you. In case anybody forgets, there was a really popular document that released several hundred years ago called, it starts with, "We the people in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice," things like that. That document's really important, and not enough people read it, unfortunately. Let me tell you something else, kiddo. Evil this big only survives when good people pretend they don't see it. So people need to
So
open their
stop
eyes.
pretending.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, if they're gonna let us keep broadcasting, hopefully we'll see everybody next week. Probably from a disclosed location or a jail cell if they don't hang me first. But
All right, guys. So, yeah, bring your own bleach. So fuck it, and make sure to go to sofuckit.com to see all of our. Because we did get a TikTok. We are on TikTok now. We are on Facebook. See all of our socials and everything else on sofuckit.com. Check out the merch too, and stay uniquely you. So fuck it. Bye, guys. See you guys next week.
we're gonna do a post podcast.
Post podcast.
Well, I actually had something I was hoping to show you, but I wasn't sure if we would have time to put it at the end of the episode or not. It's up to
Yeah.
you.
Well, how
Maybe
long
we'll
have
save it
we
for next
been
one.
live? Let's see. We've been live. Eh, I mean, if you want to,
Just real quick, I'm gonna
yeah,
see if I can share this with you
go
real
for
quick.
it.
I'm gonna download it and then send you a copy. Let's see here. It's a PDF that you can open up. And let's see here. And I will.
Where are you going to send it?
Where would you like me to send it? Should I send it to your Telegram?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. All right.
And
Here
I'll
we go.
play some of this while you do that.
Clinton and the Epstein files.
This is huge. I'm going through the files right now. The estimate is, I think it's about 300,000 images, documents, videos now released to the now released to the public. The Department of Justice has released these. The website has actually crashed, but we made it on there, and you can see they've called it the Epstein Library. And going through these files, because you have to be really careful in an instance like this. You can't put things up with no context straight away. So it is going to take several hours to see what's in here. But this will give you just an example here. I'll hold up my laptop. You can see this is an example of something that was in the files. It's a copy of a book called Massage for Dummies that was gathered at some point as part of the federal government investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted pedophile. But that is one of just countless examples here of what we can see in these files. Other things I have seen in the files, a lot of redactions, big black marks over names and locations. That is something that the Department of Justice warned that they were going to do. They say to protect the victims. What people are looking for here, particularly the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, is any kind of information that could be a smoking gun kind of evidence and implicate other high-profile figures that were either aware of Jeffrey Epstein's sick crimes or complicit and taking part in those crimes. We know that Epstein rubbed shoulders with some of the world's most powerful men for decades. Obviously, all have tried to distance themselves from the late convicted sex offender now, and no one has been accused of any wrongdoing. But the release of these files, there'd be a lot of anxious people out there right now, because the release of these files could change that. Now, this is just the first dump of files, hundreds of thousands, but we are expecting more. Here is a spokesperson from the Department of Justice earlier today.
I expect that we're going to release more documents over the next couple of weeks. So today, several 100,000, and then over the next couple of weeks, I expect several 100,000 more.
So they're going to have even more files coming out. Holy shit, man.
Yes.
So I got both of those, by the way.
Okay, all right. There's more.
Jesus
I'm not going to
Christ.
go through all of it, but there's a lot more. There was, I mean, let's put this. There was hundreds of thousands of files, pictures, text messages, emails. I tried to personally read a lot of the ones that were larger. One of the worst parts I found was a lawyer named Elizabeth Sorrell, whom I actually have some relation to, believe it or not, through my first wife. She is connected to Jeffrey Epstein through some business dealings in South Florida, and I have not yet been able to ask them about this. I want to, but it's sensitive because it's a family matter, technically, to marriage, and I want to be respectful, but at the same time, I guess I want to understand why anybody I'm even connected to in the remotest way, even through marriage, is doing business with a guy like this.
Just tell them that. Just be like, just straight up. Hey, look, I want to know. Like, you deserve a right to know. And I mean, just that one document alone, or that one link alone, it has 8,000, oh my God, 8,175 documents alone. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I'm putting some
crazy.
messages in the side chat for the viewers to also check out if they want to. These are from sources that are very much wanting to understand what's going on. They don't have any bias. They just want to know the truth. And even though the presentation is just a little bit dubious, hopefully people can parse through and kind of understand what they're looking at and see for themselves how bad this really is.
Okay, I'll put that link in the description below.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
yeah, check that out too. I'll put all these links. There's 3 links, and I'll also
The best one's yet to come still.
yeah. But like, if you do want the rest of the files, you can email us at sofuckit@gmail.com.
We'll start trying to make them
too.
available.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to send you the rest of what I have as well.
Or actually, I can make that link public. They don't have to. You guys don't have to email. Like, I'll just put the link in the description. There'll be kind of like 4 or 5 links, and I'll just make it private. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Or public. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, is there anything else you want to cover?
Not off the top of my head, no. Just there's a lot more to cover through here, so I'll try to give you guys updates as we continue the podcast for the next few weeks and see what else we have to come out. But,
Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for chatting with us. I know I've not been real good at responding. We've just had a lot of information to get through really fast on this episode. I hope we did a good job. If you like, please share, subscribe. It really helps us out. And like and all that good stuff. And yeah, Soph and Godfather out. We will see you guys next week. Bye guys.
take care, guys. Thanks.